this Google dice roller. I'll roll a D6. And then I will click this random city button that many times. And then we'll go on Google Earth and take a look at that city. So that is sort of the rundown that we're going to do today. Obviously, if we get something like Pyongyang or something like that, we probably will have to roll again. But if it's any viable city, we'll take a look, and I'll probably do 3 of these or so, maybe 5, depends on how long they take. But anyways, okay. Let's get into it. So let's roll the D6. And we get a 2. How do we clear this? Okay. We'll roll a D6. Do we get a 4? So we'll do a 4. 1. Malaysia was our first one. We're doing 4 rolls. 2, 3, and Luxor, Egypt. Okay. Luxor, Egypt. Now all I know about Luxor, Egypt is that a casino in Las Vegas is named after it. So we have a little information blurb here. Let's move me down here. And then let's make this full screen. Okay. Luxor is a city on the east bank of the Nile River in southern Egypt. It's on the site of ancient Thebes, the pharaoh's capital, the height of their power during the 16th to 11th century BC. Today's city surrounds 2 huge surviving ancient monuments, graceful Luxor Temple and Karnak Temple. A mile north, the royal tombs of the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens are on the river's west bank. So, I think first and foremost we're going to want to drop in here to Luxor Temple. Ancient Egyptian temple complex located on the east bank of the Nile River in the city today known as Luxor. Constructed approximately 1400 BCE, so pre-Christian, pre-Muslim. In Egyptian language it was known as Ibetresit, the southern sanctuary. Let's come in here. Street view. Let's take a look at the Luxor Temple. Wow, we have a kid here who has fallen on the ground. We have a ghost foot. So, look at that. So you have these really beautiful columns. Some hieroglyphics there across the top. We see they've put in some wooden support beams there to hold the structure up. Because you can tell the structure is starting to sag a little bit. Hieroglyphics there. Looks like that's the Eye of Horus. I don't know what that would have actually stood for. But very, very beautiful. Wow. And then there's some reliefs, if I'm assuming. Pharaohs, perhaps they were really statues of Egyptian gods, deities, because you would have had Amun, Ra, Anubis, a number of deities worshipped here at the Luxor Temple, I'm assuming. Let's come into this courtyard here. So this is at night. We are surrounded by these beautiful columns all around us. We have some lights out there in the distance. That's lit up over assuming that's different. Wow. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the mosque. Okay, so that's the mosque there that was all lit up. So did they turn the temple into the mosque, or how did that work, or was this built later? Okay, so this is the mosque. I'm seeing these hieroglyphics here. And these are definitely new wood constructions. So I'm assuming that the original Egyptian religion temple was transformed into a mosque. Is there... I can't like click on to get information about it. Okay, the Mosque of Abu Haqaq is a mosque in Luxor, Egypt. It contains the tomb of Sheikh Yusuf Abu al-Haqaq, after whom the mosque is named. Okay. Didn't really answer my question, but I'm just gonna make that assumption. Another mosque there, Luxor Temple Squares. There's a lot going on there. Luxor sign. It just says Luxor on it. And there's the River Nile right there. That's so cool. Banana Island, Sarah. What is that? Banana Island, Sarah. I feel like I have to come in here and take a look at that. Oh, we're over here now. Okay, so that is the Nile River there. There's some ibises there, I'm assuming. Oh, the river looks quite low, actually. I imagine the river is usually sort of up here a bit more. That might be the temple and the mosque out there in the distance. Let's come into Luxor here. Model village. Let's go into Luxor here. Oh, there's a university over here. No street view data is available here at the university. Interesting. There's not very much street view in Egypt, it seems. Let's take a look here. So we have... So this is all in Arabic. Shkoda. That's kind of cool to see a Shkoda here. GoBus.com. Let's see, there's like nothing in here. There's to be a reason. Wow, look at a lot of these boats have like pools on them. Oh my god, there's a street view on the boat. Oh no, we're just sort of here on the curb. We have a surveyor here. Is that a European Union flag? That's interesting. I like that street lamp quite a bit. That's a really cool street lamp. You have a palm tree there. These little covered seating areas are nice. There's a pool there in the government building. For some reason, the government building needs a pool. Alright, let's come here to the end of the line. this guy on a motorcycle. It looks like this is about the end of the Street View coverage. Luxor stables. Horse and camel rides, riding hats available, so you do have some English language signs. Maybe catering to tourists a bit here. Petrol station right there. Wow. Archery range. Yeah, there's just not a lot for me to look at here for some reason. I don't know if Egypt doesn't allow Google to operate or what's going on here. Looks like we have a street view over here. This random house street. Okay, so we're quite high up here. On a hot air balloon, it looks like. Panoramic. That's quite interesting, though. You can see the outlines, the houses here. Looks like there's a. I wonder what these little. Is that for construction or something else? Because so many of the houses seem to have that. It must just be for new construction, but like having so many of these under construction seems weird. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think we've gotten about all we're gonna get out of Luxor. Let's roll the dice. Get a 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Cirebon, Indonesia. Okay. Cirebon, Indonesia. Here we go. Well, we don't even have like a definition of it. So Cirebon, formerly rendered Cirebon or Cirebon in English, is a port city on the northern coast of the Indonesian island of Java. It is the only coastal city of West Java, located about 40 kilometers west of the provincial border with Central Java, approximately 297 kilometers east of Jakarta. Okay, so the only coastal city of West Java. That's quite interesting. You have to imagine that at a certain point in time, perhaps this was a very, very important city, because as most port cities are. Alright, let's take a look at Waterland. Waterland, Cirebon. Let's go in here and see what's up. Okay, we have some good street view coverage at least. That's nice. Okay. Is this Waterland, Cirebon? Waterland. So it is a sort of amusement park, but there's no photos from the inside of the park, of course. Looks like this is the entrance here. So which portion is Waterland? Is this the Waterland portion? Okay, here we go. So we have this pool here with this like play structure for kids. That looks pretty nice. Big water bucket. There's a nice little dolphin statue. And we have a big one over here. Look at that, you got the big octopus on the top. up some of these smaller slides here than these two big slides. It actually looks like a pretty fun water park. Goes all the way out to the docks there, it looks like. Let's just go. There's a little park right here, looks like a little green space. Okay, looks like we're at somebody's house, maybe a temple. Looks like it's potentially some sort of religious building of some sort. Although we do have the Hello Kitty desk in the CRT, so it's impossible to be certain. Yeah, there's no reading what that says. Gedung Pusaka Keraton Kanawan Sudan. Don't know what that means. Gedung Pusaka. Is this maybe a Buddhist? So if I turn this off. Gedung Pusaka Keraton Kanawan Sudan. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. A lot of mosques. We have a tennis club right here. Let's drop right in here in this street and just take a look. Okay, so we have, looks like a shoe store. Some sort of food truck there. Textiles. Interesting. Ooh, a basketball arena. I didn't know. Let's take a look at that basketball arena. Okay, so you got a little indoor basketball. Yeah, maybe a couple hundred seats in there. Do they have a league there in Indonesia? They must. They must have a professional league. But that's a lot of teams. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. So either 37 teams or like 2 divisions or... That's interesting. GMC basketball. Can we go inside? Nah, I really wish we could go inside, but it doesn't look like we can. Stadion Bima, so we have a soccer team here. I actually really like those stairs. Tutup sementara sampai waktu yang tidak. Interesting. Let's plop this right here. Okay. Yeah, look at that. You have the stone steps there, so this looks like quite an older photo, because if you compare the state of So it looks like they've invested some money into this. Stadion Bima, who is... Let's see who's in there. Stadion Bima. Who plays here? BSIT Cirebon Football Club, oldest football club. Liga 4, fourth tier in Indonesia. That's crazy. This club is well placed there, but they're also in League 4. They're also in League 4. That's crazy. Actually, let's look up that basketball league. The IBL. So there is a team, NBL Indonesia. IBL Reborn. So if we go to, do they have one here? Jakarta. Yeah, see, I don't see it there. Anyways. Let's take a look. Let's go like over here. Let's see what it's like over here. Okay, so we have, looks like they're selling metal tubes. Oh, it's these right here. This is what they're selling. Okay. You know what? One thing I notice in places like this and the Philippines and places like that is even in residential areas at people's houses, they're also selling goods and advertising goods and services at their homes. Like, this is somebody's house right here, and they're selling these drink mixes, and it looks like some snacks here just outside their house. And it's just, a way of life there, really, I guess, and something completely outside the norm that I am personally used to. Look at that Mitsubishi. So cool. Okay. We've been going for 24 minutes here. Let's do one more. Let's make it a good one. Boom, 6 one more time. Jalalabad. Mbor. Shining. Hara. Nokchat. And Mudanjiang. China. China can be hit or miss, but we'll give it a go. Mudanjiang and Heilongjiang. We got it. We got it. Mudanjiang, alternately romanized as Mudanjiang, is a prefecture-level city in the southeast part of Heilongjiang Province, People's Republic of China. It was called Butongko under Japanese occupation. Okay. So I've actually been very, very interested in China recently. I really would love to go on a trip to China one of these days. We have a little bit up here, some street view. This is in the Xinhua residential district. So let's see, we've got this bus here. So we're sort of in the middle of the crosswalk. not much going on. That's a massive train station. Interesting. Do we have anything else? We have People's Park there. We got something over here that's maybe a little bit different. Okay, so it looks like we're inside of a hotel room here, perhaps inside of a hotel bathroom. We have a Western style toilet. This reminds me a lot of a Japanese bathroom. Actually, even has Dodo. That's funny. Interesting power outlet, and we can see they have a couch and a vase there, but we're not getting a ton of information. Also, Hawaii International Hotel, so I don't even know if that's actually here. There's just not much. China's so tricky with the street coverage, man. We'll take one look here, but I'm gonna do one more here just to. We got some sort of outdoor booth. This is very interesting. I don't know if that's a religious thing or not, but that's very interesting looking. Got some. Looks like a light tower. There's a dog in a sweater. I love a good dog in a sweater. This guy is very happy. And there's a sort of memorial here, okay? Very classic style communist war memorial. Very interesting. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do one more because you just don't get much in China. Three, okay. One, two, and three. We got Biskra, Algeria. Okay. I'm down with that. There shouldn't be any issues getting an Algerian street view. Biskra, Algeria. Biskra is the capital city of Biskra province, Algeria. In 2007, its population was recorded as 307,987. Biskra is located in northwestern Algeria, about 240 miles from Algiers, 71 miles southwest of Patna, and 137 miles north of Touggourt. Aquapalm, Biskra. So we have a water park here in, I think it's the desert. I think it's desert out here. Oh, we have some greenery. Got this little lazy river here. Do we have a little bit more street view, but it's so limited here as well in Algeria. What do we have here? We're in some, looks like public park here. Some nice green cover. Interesting. 5th July 1962 garden, I don't know. That seems like a very specific date. Maybe like an Independence Day or something like that, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, I don't know that much about the history of Algeria. Hydroelectro. So there's some sort of doctor here, maybe a chiropractor. It's hard to tell. Directorate of Education. There's nowhere for me to street view here. I didn't realize that I'd have this issue in Algeria. Let's come in here. We have a Kia, Toyota, Gauzy Tour. Okay. Interesting. Gauzy Tour. Now when that says tour, does that mean they're giving tours of the city? Okay. This is looks like it may be some sort of art. Oh, it's a hotel. Oh my god, imagine going to a hotel and just seeing all these like paintings and hotel. Okay, so you have Arabic, and then I'm assuming this is Algerian. Now that looks like Greek. Then we have division and addition symbols. I'm assuming that's Algerian, but that's very, very interesting. Okay. Let's zoom out here on Biskra. Let's come over here. What do we got over here? Okay, so here's nighttime in Biskra. You have some green lights. A little interesting. Okay, what's over here? Oh wow, so this is a dry riverbed. That's not good. I don't know if they're facing some sort of drought crisis or this is just a one-time thing, but I mean, clearly this bridge was built in anticipation of there being a rushing river here, and it's just completely dried up. You're getting the cracked. I mean, it's been dry for a while if you're getting cracking like that. Interesting. Okay, so we got some clothes here. PSG kids. Nike. So there's obviously a soccer store, football store, Italy. Wow, okay. Wow. Modex. What I'm gonna do. Is there a drought? Wow. Yeah. Riots erupt in drought-stricken central Algeria over months of water shortages. Violent riots erupted in a drought-stricken Algerian desert city last weekend after months of water shortages left taps running dry and residents to acute accessoire of their households. Wow. Okay. So they were having some issues with droughts then. Hopefully that's gotten better. That's 2024, but it's terrible. And I guess on that grim note is where we'll end the video today. To something a little bit laid back. Hopefully you found it interesting. Hopefully, more importantly, you found it relaxing. I definitely like these sorts of things. I find these things interesting. I love to learn. I love to expand my mind as much as I can. You know, it's one of my favorite things in the world is learning new things, and I feel a great privilege that I am able to do so, and I try not to squander that as much as possible. But anyway, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the video.